So a couple years ago, this movie came out. It was like really widely acclaimed. It was a spooky, scary movie. It was called Barbarian. It was the debut film from director Zach Cregger, and it was awesome. Really great kind of concept and story. It was spooky. It was really like interesting and kind of messed up. Actually, it was really messed up. The title itself was like this quadruple entendre that had like multiple meanings regarding these different characters and settings, and I really really loved it. I think it was great at the time. I think it's held up upon further review. It wasn't perfect. The CG was a little wonky in parts, but it was really overall just a fantastic debut from a fresh new face. So let's talk about his follow-up movie. It's called Weapons, and it is awesome. Let's talk about it. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Before we get started, I would ask you to subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on X, Instagram, and Rumble, and let's discuss this movie. Okay, so the concept of weapons is one of its strengths, and it is quite the concept. Basically, there's this elementary school teacher, and all of a sudden, her students, just her classroom, at 2:17 in the morning, they all get out of their houses in their quiet little town and they run off into the night, never to be seen again. That's the concept of the movie. That's everything that was in the trailers and pretty much all that was in the trailers. And that's also how the movie is introduced. It's introduced completely through like voiceover and clips of the kids running off. And then the movie kind of takes off from there. And that's where it really immediately finds its footing because, yes, that's the story, but there's so much more to it than that. And I think that's what makes a good successful horror movie, right? Is that you've got like this cool, interesting concept, but what do you do with it? Do you have interesting characters? Do you have characters that are kind of messed up and flawed, but you really want to root for them and see them succeed? This movie has all of that. Alden Ehrenreich plays this like cop who's kind of really got this interesting personality, and we wonder what his relationship with is like with our main character. You have Josh Brolin's character, who's like this kind of angry father who's trying to figure out what happened to his son. Why did his son run off into the night, and why was it only all the kids in this one woman's classroom? What is her backstory? What was her previous role at a teacher at another school? The movie really just dumps all of that on you in all the right ways. It's very easy to throw a bunch of narrative at you in the beginning or dump a twist on you at the end. The movie doesn't do that. It tells the story in the right way. It switches constantly between perspectives, this character, that character, past, present, future, and it never loses you. You never lose track of where you are in the story. It's really like fairly straightforward and easy to follow while also having a ton of different layers and nuance. And I think it's just that well written and that well directed and that well structured as a film. So it's spooky when it needs to be. There's a bit of like weird supernatural stuff going on. There's actually a lot of it, but it's not like a ghost story. The movie does have like a physical, like actual individual antagonist, which I think is really great. And again, it isn't really teased in any of the marketing materials. I'm trying really hard not to spoil this movie in case you can't tell. Because I think everything about this movie is all in the viewing, and it hasn't proper endings. So many horror movies like completely just shit the bed when it comes to the ending. They have no idea how to wrap up their story. And that wasn't the case with Barbarian. It nailed its ending. That's not the case with Weapons. It nails its ending. It's got characters you can root for. It's got characters you despise. And you really just like have a stake in what happens to all these characters. And I think that's really great. And not a lot of movies managed to nail that, but this one did. This movie also has one of my all-time favorite horror movie scenes where this something happens and it's like a character running out of a building in the middle of the night, and it legitimately freaked me out. I haven't it's been quite a while since I've watched a horror movie where I've been like I am so uncomfortable watching this, not because it's overly gory like Bone Tomahawk or something like weird or sexual. It's nothing like that, but just this imagery I can't get out of my head, and it's awesome. It's not something that's like insanely gory or over the top. It's filmed in such a cool and interesting way, um that it really like scared the crap out of me, and I love that about it. So I can't wait to revisit this movie in like 6 months and watch it again. But yeah, I thought Weapons is great. It's one of my favorite movies so far this year, and a fantastic follow up. There's no sophomore slump from Zach Cregger, and he deserves a lot of credit for making a banger follow up to another awesome horror movie. And I think this movie's even. I think this actually is way better than Barbarian, which is saying something because I really did love that movie a lot. So let me know what you think of this. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if I'm way off base. Is it the best movie you've ever seen? Is it the worst movie you've ever seen? And I will see you next Saturday at 9 a.m.